Hi, welcome to a new video dedicated to the new Skyzone Goggle. This is the Sky02S V version, so it's not only including the last revision of their X and goggles, it's also including their new revision, new generation of 3D camera and associated video transmitter. So basically the goggles now supporting 40 channel, got an HDMI input with an auto-charge frequency scanning, and each LCD screen is able to display an image up to 854 by 480. Okay, as you can see on the photos, including a diversity system and a built-in DVR. You still have a front VGA camera. Okay, so in terms of other characteristics, you can attach them with the classic facial mask or with this head strap. Okay, you have two types to attach to install your goggle on your face. So other information can be found on the lateral side. Let's open the content of this box. So you have an instruction manual where you have the list of all the items. So basically you have the goggles here with this transportation bag, the 3D camera, the associated video transmitter, not provided, but you will need if you want to input an HDMI source, HDMI to the D micro HDMI connector. Okay, 3 cable for the head tracker. Okay, corresponding dipole antenna for the goggles, and also some wire to connect the camera to the video transmitter. Some servo plugs to connect and to the video transmitter to select through PWM to control the video transmitter. You have some out cable, and also this is the main output power input power cable. Okay, so you have all the instruction manual. So let's discover it a bit more on the goggles. So you have this nice transportation bag. Okay, let's open it. Okay, so you have here the head strap. Okay, it's up to you if you prefer to have this kind of head strap. You have the associated facial foam to install on the mask. Okay, so you have two types of installation, either the original rubber band on these goggles, or if you want, remove this part and install the mask. Okay, and then for your comfort, you have to remove the 3M film. Okay, to tape this protection, facial protection to this mask and install to the goggle. So it's pretty good. You have two types. So here is the other goggles, the diversity system with some AC connector, if I'm not wrong. So two series of 3 buttons on the upper side. The camera, okay, and it's also used to run the auto scan features, and you have the recording to record videos, or here to shoot the photos. This button also used to navigate or to exit from submenu into the main OSD. Here is to select one of the frequency, okay, to go down and up, and the frequency and the video band. And here is more to monitors to enter to the head tracker mode, or if you long press on it to enter in the main menu. On the bottom side you will have the head tracker input. Okay, the 2 slider to tune the IPD. Okay, that's cool because you can tune for your the enter pupils distance. That's pretty cool. And here a lot of input output. So first of all, the micro HDMI to input high resolution source, and AV in 3.5 jack format, and AV out also in the same format. A micro USB if you want to retrieve the recorded file without removing the micro SD card. The micro SD card here, okay. No micro SD card is provided in the bundle, and here and jack out for to plug to your earphone. Okay, and the last input connector you can find is a DEC connector to power your goggles. No power button, it means that as soon as you will install the LiPo, the goggle will be turned on. On this same bag you will find here, this is a voltage regulator for the video transmitter. So it's welcoming a 3S balancer plug, okay, and to deliver, I guess, the output of this voltage regulator, as you can see, plus 5 volt as input. Okay, also two HDMI connector, a mic, okay, for the dual band video transmitter for the 3D, okay, and on each of them you can tune the frequency. Some servo plugs if you want to control this video transmitter by PWM signal, okay, and it's really light. I will give the weight of the information in few instants. And the last item you can find in this transportation, here is a 3D camera, so compact and so light versus the first original edition of Skyzone. So it's pretty amazing how light is it. So it's announced to have 110 degrees of field of view, okay, so should be okay to fly outdoors without any problem. It's not too wide, it's not too narrow, it's pretty good. And I'm impressed by the how light is this 3D camera. So what also you can find, you will be able to find a lot of accessories here, okay, a lot of cable. So for example, you can find a pair of 5.8 GHz linear antenna for the goggles, okay, to have PP plug for the diversity system. That's cool. You will be able to find the same for the transmitter, okay, so diversity linear antenna. Of course, if you want to change everything for a clover list, it's up to you. You will be able to find some stickers, one of the possible cable to plug your head tracker. So you have this one, I don't know which one is Futaba, and the third type of connector. Each of them is common with a cinch connector. Okay, to power your video transmitter and the associated camera, you have these two cables. You have a power cable here, the 2-wire one, and to connect between the video transmitter to the camera, this is you have 6 wires, if I'm not wrong, 5 one, okay. And you have here the AV in or AV out video cable, ending with this 3.5 3 pines 4 position. Yes, there's 4 position because the rest is the ground jack connector. Okay, 2 servo wires for the to control your transmitter, and here this is a cable to power your goggles. So here, ending with a JST connector, so you can feed it with a 2S or 3S LiPo without problems. I can give some information about the weight of everything. Let's start with the goggles, for example. They are, in my point of view, not so light, okay, compared, for example, to my Boscam GS922. So, for example, they are close to 188.4 grams. So, if you had the main connector, you are close to 200 grams. And if you add also the antennas, so let's attach them, okay, you will be close to, I think, 225, 230 grams, okay, out of the box. And you have to include, of course, let's just check like this. Okay, like this. So we, as I said, close to 230 grams. So, for example, if I compare to my Boscam GS22, okay, so with the antenna, this one was clearly 50 grams more lighter. Okay, so but it's not so heavy finally. Okay, but the Bosscam got a very heavy power cable in the other hand. For the 3D FPV transmitter plus camera, let's start to give the weight. So the camera standalone is 12 grams. It's just amazing. Let's add all the cable you will need to connect everything. Okay, so we have now, if I can install that correctly, now close to 17 grams, the voltage regulator. Okay, 20 grams, so the video transmitter now, 35 grams, and we had to add the 2 antennas. Okay, so remember this one can be replaced with some more circular polarization one, and also more lighter. I don't know if I can scale everything. Yes. So we are close to 51 grams. So okay, 50 grams to install to your video quadcopter, okay, flying machine. In fact, you can bypass the voltage regulator if you can extract a 5-volt source from your main power distribution board of your flying machine, for example. You can save probably close to 5-6 grams, okay, and also probably the linear antenna seems a little bit heavy in my point of view, so maybe this one is more for the goggles, because this one, each of them weighs 8.4 grams. You can find some lighter and some circular one. Okay, so in terms of display, you have some high resolution screen, as I said previously, more than 54 by 480 by screen, so it's pretty good. And when you turn on it, I was very impressively positively surprised by the quality of the built-in screen. The image is very clear, very precise. I will try to make a small demonstration of the capture, what you can see. So I will show in, well, it's hard to render on the camera, but I already tasted the HDMI input and no problem to downscaling a 1080p videos to display on your Google, so it's working very well. And by default, when you will turn on this FPV goggles, you will be in 3D mode, and be aware, because if you reading the documentation and you say you have to long press the camera button to turn on the autoscan, in 3D mode the frequency autoscan is not working. You have to be in 2D to let it working. So you have to go first into the menu to change the to turn into 2D mode. Okay, no a button directly, or combination of button to go to cycle between 3D to 2D easily. You have already you need to enter into the menu each time. Okay, about the camera, a frontal one, you have to press here to cycle between the VGA frontal camera to the internal RF source. Okay, so it's pretty easy. You just briefly press and you cycle between these two sources. When you connect a nav in, okay, you also be able to cycle between this third source. So I will try to render the image quality now by displaying first on the FPV source result of the goggle. So I will power the goggle thanks to a 2S LiPo, and I will connect to it through the GST connector, and you will hear a beep, okay, indicating that it's powered, and you will be able to see, I hope it will be more clear, the result on the FPV goggles. Okay. I don't know if it would be possible, but I hope to. Okay. So if I press the track button more than 2 seconds, not 3, I will enter into the menu. So let's go. Okay, and you will see the first panel with their different options for the mainly for the head tracker. So unfortunately, since I can't, the AV out didn't display this OSD information, I can record them directly through a DVR. Okay, so this is why I have to pass through the camera filming directly the output of the OSD. And if I press again this same button, but briefly, I can cycle between the different menus. So if I press, I will enter more into the 3D menu. Okay, if I press again, I will now enter into the display settings. Okay, and if I press again, now more on these some different settings. And for example, one is very interesting. You have the OSD timeout. It could be interesting, for example, because as soon as you're pressing the camera recording, etc., after 3 seconds, this information will disappear from the screen. Okay. Yes, it's better right now. So if you want to always display it, you have to tune to play with these settings. Okay. So if I press again, I will return first to the head tracker. Okay. So by default, you have, as told you, that you are in 3D mode. So it means that the 3D mode is turned on. Okay. So how to turn on and off? Okay. So to enter into a menu, you have to press the camera or rec button, if I can remember well. So let's press the rec button, so the tiny on the left. Okay, and now it's enlightening in red. Okay, so now you have to press the track button to enter into and to change this value. Okay. Okay. No, it's the down and up button to change. Okay, so as you can see, I can turn on or off by pressing the down or up, whatever. And when it's done, you're pressing again this rec button here. Okay, so okay, and you validate by pressing the photo button now. Okay, so now HOUN is selected, so let's repeat. Press the rec button to select. Okay. Change the values by up and down. Let's, for example, we want to turn to off. And validate by the photo button. Okay, so it's like this for most of the settings. Okay, so you have the different choice of RX band for the diversity system, etc. if you want to fix everything. So to exit from the OSD menu, you have to long press like this, and you will return to the OSD. Now, if I press the camera button, since there is no RF source actually, I will activate the camera menu. Okay, this is the front VGA camera. Okay, I hope you will be able to see my hand. Okay, so the result is really not bad at all. And if I press again the camera, I will return to the RF source. So as I said, the OSD information, I will cycle between the camera, okay, camera, and if I repress again, you can see the OSD information only appearing 3 seconds, then stopping. Okay, so if you want to extend it, you have to play it. So I want to show you an OSD source, okay, a source, FPV source. So first of all, I will start with a small NTSC source of this tiny quadcopter. So I will show it, and I will show how, for example, to manually set the frequency. So the down button is to select the band, and the up button to cycle between the 8 frequencies. So, for example, this one, this quadcopter, I think is emitting in band F. Okay, so I will press at the same time. It's pretty hard. So I am in band F, and the first one, if I'm not wrong. Okay, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I should have been in 8. So as you can see, the quality of the it's pretty hard to have both, but you can see the result of the goggles like this. And if I'm pressing the rec button, first of all, you will, if you press one time, you will let appear the OSD information, and you have to confirm the recording by press a second time. The same to stop recording, you have to press 1 to let appear the menu and press a second time to end the recording. Okay, so let's do it. I will press one time here. Okay, the information is here, and I will, as you can see, only the camera logo disappears at the moment. I want to stop now. I will press. Okay. Oh, now it's recording. I hope you can see. There's a timeout. The OSD information disappearing. Okay, let's say I will play with the camera. Okay, like this. Hope you'll be able to see. And after a couple of seconds, I will stop recording, and then it stopped. Okay, there is no problem at all in the recorded file for recording NTSC, but I noticed that for a pale source, you can have eventually some problems. Okay, so on the DVR, first of all, for pale source, the lower part is a little bit cropped. It's not a full crop like some bug can be present, for example, in some very cheap DVR introduced recently, like the UHN Pro DVR or the HM DVR. It's not cropped like this, just a fraction of the bottom, but most of the information for any OSD information appearing in a pale source are here. Just a few lines on the bottom, maybe. So it is potential another drawback, but I would say for pale source there is another one. I found the quality of the recording on the DVR is much lower compared to a recording of the DVR for an NTSC source. I don't know if for pale source there is a second stage of compression, okay, to enter to reduce, to shrink the size into the NTSC format, because at the end, whatever you have an NTSC or PAL format, the video file will be in 640 by 480, whatever you are in NTSC in PAL. So it means that for PAL source, the image is one more time shrink to fit this resolution. Okay, so and this is why probably the second stage reduce the quality of the DVR much lower. So I will make a small demonstration with a PAL source now. Okay, so I plug a quadcopter with an OSD information emitting in PAL format. So we power on one more time everything that goggles, and I will show also another way to select the frequency after showing the manual selection here by the down button for the band and the up button to the 8 frequency inside the band. You can also run the auto scan by long pressing. Be aware the auto scan procedure is available only in 2D mode, okay, not in 3D. So you have to long press the camera button, and after a couple of seconds you can see this menu. Okay, I hope you will be able to see. Like this. Okay, like this. So I will press more and more time to run the scanning, and it will scan all the channel. And you should be able to see all the frequencies selected, okay, and the RSSI associated to each channel. And as you can see, it selected the E4 band, so I will long press to validate this option. Okay, and I hope you will be able to see that this arm is a little bit cropped on the bottom side. Okay, I hope you will be able to see. I will also record the information. Okay, and recording. Okay, and the information will disappear. I want to show you the difference with some other goggles I have. This is the Boscam. The Boscam GS22. Okay, I hope you will be able to see. Especially, I want to show you that the bottom side, where it's written disarm, is completely written here. Okay, no problem of cropping in lower parts. So, and I want to show you the difference in quality. I will run recording also. Okay, recording. to have a small red dot appearing on top. Okay, and you will see the difference in terms of quality between the both built-in DVR, and you will see for the pale source that this Boscam DVR is much better than the Skyzone. Okay, we stop recording, and we stop also recording here. The noise is okay. Okay, I will stop recording. So it could be a problem if you are flying mainly in a pale source. Okay, so it's probably one of the first problems associated with this Skyzone 1. So maybe a firmware could be updated through the microSD slot. Okay, I don't know, to solve this problem, to increase the video quality. Okay, first conclusion about the Goggle part of this packaging of the Skyzone Sky02S V+. So first of all, I'm really impressed by the quality of the display of the built-in screen. It's very sharp, very precise, and the immersion is pretty good. I'm very impressed, much better, for example, than my Boscam S922. So the color, sharp, precise, etc. Really, I like that the possibility to classically manual to do a manual selection of the frequency band and the frequency thanks to the down and up button. Okay, and the recording and the possibility to shoot some photos during your flight, that's pretty cool. I like the frontal VGA cam, that's cool. With this system, it's already very dark on your face, it's really suitable even for large nose. That's pretty cool. The tuning of the APD is very efficient. Okay, so you can adjust really to have a clear and precise image for your IPDs. That's cool. So the RX sensitivity is also very good, so I'm also very impressed by the general quality. Okay, and during my flight I just attached one cloverleaf and one linear, so I didn't enjoy a full range with, for example, a long range antenna, so it's very promising. So that's the good news for this Google is in terms of immersion is far superior, for example, than the Boscam. There are some drawbacks, and it's concerning the DVR. First of all, the general quality of the DVR recording is not amazing, a very high compression level in the file. For NTSC source, the file is recording at 30 frames per second at 640 by 480, and for pale source, it's the frame rate is down to 25 frames per second, and the video is also cropped to 640 by 480 instead of the full D1 resolution. So I don't know if firmware will be able to increase the general bitrate quality or to do something, but it's clearly not the best DVR, built-in DVR, and Boscam are, for example, much superior to this built-in one. It's still playable, it's not a problem. You can use it as a classic DVR, but you can obtain much better results in terms of DVR. The head tracker I didn't try yet, okay, but no problem except full type of connector, and actually by default it's set to the channel 5 and 6, okay, to send the signal through your radio to this with this channel. Really, I like also the connectivity. You have full one, and I'll taste it on the really 1080p video files, and the down scaling is very efficient, so it's very good. So that's a good point. When you plug a USB plug on your PC, the USB device is mounted, and you can directly download your recorded files or photos. That's pretty cool. So the editing is efficient, no problem at all. So really, I like this Google, except, as I said, a little bit the DVR a little bit less efficient compared to the rest of this Google. So it's the end of this first part dedicated to the Goggle standalone, and I will also create and do another video more for this 3D part, so to install on a quadcopter this 3D camera as well, the video transmitter, etc. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any question, please type below, and if you have some you like this video, please submit, and if you like my channel in general, please subscribe. See you next time. Bye bye.